All right, hey guys, Matt from AwesomeToyBlog here at San Diego Comic-Con still. Hasbro booth again. I'm here with Evan and Nate, and we're going to talk some Transformers.
Yeah.
All right, I'm going to start off with collabs.
Oh.
Because I am super excited, unsurprisingly so, about you guys having a turn with Hot Wheels. Because I've seen what Hot Wheels has done with Transformers.
Yeah.
Right, that little die-cast Optimus Prime is
Really
straight
cool.
up amazing.
Really cool.
Lives on my desk.
Yep.
Their die-cast vehicles of the alt modes are fun. Really hard to find, but fun.
Very hard to find.
But now you guys are going to take some iconic Hot Wheels vehicles and then turn them into Transformers characters. So what I wanted to ask is, first of all, what challenges did that collab present that maybe some of the others haven't?
That's a good question. So when I first came to the brand, maybe about 4 years ago, and was put in responsibility for our collabs, I had a list. One of the very first names I wanted to go after was Hot Wheels. And it's funny how industry change, relationship changes. At first, the response was
what do you think?
not super warm, and because there was no precedent for really working with Mattel. And since things have changed, we've done multiple different items across multiple different categories. And so then the time was right, and we called them up, and they were just as excited as we were. Again, the partnership is obvious.
Yeah.
I mean, it's not a brilliant idea. Like, when I came on the team, it was like, yeah, we talked about that for years.
Right.
But to finally make it happen is such a privilege. I mean, I was such a Hot Wheels nut when I was a little kid. I used to have my little bag of like 100 plus. Like, I used to play all the time. So that was probably the big obstacle at first. But, once we announced our big partnership, and we've got, honestly, kind of like a Mattel shelf with our Motu, Masters of the Universe figures that they're doing for us, then it was easy. Because they're toy designers, because a lot of partners that we work with on toy are not toy people.
Right.
Whether it's car people, fashion people, with like Supreme, for example. We just did the Supreme Optimus Prime. So this was like super easy. There's nothing really to explain. Toy development, approval stages, all of that. They're like, we got it. So it was really just kind of which ones to start with.
Yeah.
Because they have, goodness, over 60 plus years.
Right.
Even older than us at 40. And so Twin Mill felt like a really obvious one. Twin Mill was always my favorite. And then from there, it was like, okay, how do we, talking to Mattel, you guys know Hot Wheels, your fans better than we do. And we know our fans better than they are. So Bone Shaker felt like a natural fit. Really iconic one. It's featured in their new show on Netflix. And so it brings a totally new, different, shape with that hot rod kind of 30s, 40s with the flames on the side. Looks so good. So it's been a dream to work with them, and we've got more coming in 26 and more coming in 27. So we're hoping this partnership lasts for a long time.
That's awesome because I think what's one of the really cool aspects of it is they do somewhat stand off on their own.
Right.
But they still could fit in.
Yeah, absolutely.
Right? Like they're not so far removed that you're like, okay, this has to go on a different shelf. Right. They really could hang out with the rest of your crew, and that's what really works.
Like our older Star Wars collabs.
Right.
Which those are kind of like, you wouldn't, I'm sure some people do, but you're probably not putting that with your 86 or your Generations line.
Yep.
But these, like you said, they just
straight
right in.
Yep.
And then I think one of the things I also love about them is the deco.
Deco's
right,
fantastic.
Those candy color paints, the metallic deco.
Shout out to Brian Parrish.
Right, you beat me to it, absolutely.
But does that level of deco or that style add difficulty in the end?
I mean, it will add more complexity and more time to the creation of the figure, but it's within tolerances, I guess I'll say. It's to be expected, right? Especially you want this to look as good as it looks, right? They wanted, like Brian, I'm speaking for you, I'm sorry. I know that he put his everything into this to make sure that he matched the reference as close as possible because that's what he does and that's what he loves to do.
But it does look like someone took a Hot Wheel and blew it up.
Yeah.
Right, which is what you want. You want those finishes that match what you're getting in that package.
Yes.
So that's all. I'm excited for those.
Like happy to hear that.
It's a really cool idea. When you showed them at Toy Fair, I was like, that's awesome. Seeing them finished and ready to, I can't wait.
It's just a cool toy,
Yeah.
They're just fun, and like I said, more to come.
That's what we want, just a good toy.
Right,
Good,
that's
cool
what it comes
toy.
down to.
Yeah.
Let's not take ourselves too seriously.
Age of the Primes, right?
Yeah.
So one of the things that you've done in Legacy, but you're continuing, and I really find interesting, is the way that you've found a common aesthetic. Right, you've got lines that from time to time have very different looks and feels.
Different profiles, different silhouettes. Yeah.
Right, but you've managed to bring them into the same world. So an example that was shown yesterday was the animated Wreck-Gar.
Yes.
Right? Like that would not, if I took an animated Wreck-Gar and any G1 figure, that's going to be like, well, these are two different things.
Yes, yes.
From a design perspective, how have you found that middle ground of aesthetic to make everything that's been done fit in together?
It's interesting because it's something that Mark goes. I'm speaking for Mark on this because that was the figure. But whenever he does something like that, like bringing in a Prime character into Generations, an anime character into Generations, he goes back and forth and he works with our Takara Tomy designers as well, and they try and find that happy middle ground.
Okay.
Because there are elements of those character designs that you have to make it stand out and be that character. For that Wreck-Gar, it's his TV head, right, and things like that. And once you have that, I think it will read as that character, and people will get it right away. His scissor weapon being there as well, that was already built in previously. So yeah, that's iconic to him. Right. So it's finding those big beats and just making sure that they're there.
Yeah, I mean, because that's real. Like when you look at it, everything does vibe.
Yeah.
Despite the fact that they are from very different universes, and I think that's part of what Legacy did previously very well, and you're continuing through the Prime's line. It's just fantastic. Now, someone I feel has not gotten their flowers though, is the big bad guy, Megatron Studio Series 86. Revealed from the design perspective, what was your number one must-have? Like, if there was one thing that this Megatron was going to get right, Evan, what was it?
It was the essentially nothing on the backpack.
Okay.
Like not having a backpack of like giant tank treads. He had to have that sort of iconic silhouette of his body. Like that was the goal. So that's what we tried to do, and that's why Yuya-san and I, like Yuya, my God, like he built a fantastic figure right there. The way that he went about putting in how the transformation works for the legs and things like that, it's incredibly magical. The way it hides nearly every part of the tank element inside his legs, yeah, it's great, and that was the goal.
And I think that's part of what makes the figure successful because, yes, there is an alt mode change from what you would expect from a 86 Transformers movie Megatron. Yes, that's a fact. That simply is. There's no arguing that. It makes sense. But the fact that you're able to accomplish that and not compromise the robot mode is really what makes the figure stellar.
Yep, and then obviously we also tried to meet that ask of what people expected with his little accessory, so that everybody can make sure that all their bots can wield Megatron as the blaster.
Exactly. Great way to solve that problem.
Thank you.
And he is absolutely, I mean, I guess he's handsome. He'd probably be okay with me calling him handsome. He probably doesn't,
I think he'd be okay with that.
So, now on to what you did show yesterday, sticking to the panel, which was fantastic and chock full of reveals. Let's talk new Seeker.
Okay, let's.
So, we've seen the Earthrise mold
many times.
I mean, a couple, right? What do you love about the new mold?
Where do we begin?
I've got two right off the bat.
So essentially, we took a lot of learnings from the Earthrise mold and wanted to make sure that this Starscream Seeker mold, I say Starscream, it's Thundercracker first. It comes with everything that we sort of maybe missed out on with that mold. Okay. So he's got the waist hinge, so now he can rotate, he can be posed very dynamically. He's got hand hinges, or his hands are on a ball joint so they rotate and they can bend down and things like that. He has an opening cockpit, which you were very super excited about. He has landing gear when in his alt mode. And also his proportions have been shifted. So one of the biggest things about that old Earthrise mold is the air intakes were on his shoulders were humongous.
Very tall.
Yes, they made them very tall. So while he is to the top of the shoulder intakes the same height, we've cut those in half.
Right.
So
his head stands up a little bit taller.
Exactly.
Out of that,
so
right?
he just looks a little bit bigger, which is nice. So that's one of the things that we did is that we altered his proportions ever so slightly. Also, G1 aesthetic-wise, we kind of toned down the greebles a little bit and really kind of made sure that he fit into that 86 vibe and look.
I mean, looking at the prototype, it's super duper clean.
Yuki-san
is
it's like
just
piece kind of clean because he's got the finished model on his desk, and the first time I saw it,
I think you stole mine.
Never. No. But one of the first times I saw it, I was like, I thought the masterpiece was a lot bigger. I've never seen one in person, but like I didn't realize it was this small. He's like, no, this is actually the 86 one. I was like, you got to be kidding me, because again, some people like the Grebo, but when it comes to 86,
they weren't there.
They weren't there.
That is its own thing. That is not an 86.
Cybertron obviously was all about the grit,
super
and the
detailed,
grind, the
dirty,
super details, which you guys did obviously on the War for Cybertron children across all of them.
Yep.
But I think for 86, it's screen accurate. Like
Right.
That is the goal.
Well, it's clean, it's minimal, it's chill.
Yes.
As chill as a Seeker could be.
And that is why Yuki built in the tail fins being on 5mm ports. So you can convert him traditionally like the G1 toy where the tail fins are still on the feet, or you can pop them off and stick them on his back.
Nice.
And so it gives him that sleek animation profile.
Yeah.
It's brilliant.
I mean, of what you showed yesterday, I think that was the standout.
Yeah.
Because I'm excited. I mean, like, I want them all, right?
Yeah, I'm
I
happy
want
to
the
hear that.
3 main ghosts.
Yeah,
right?
the triple reveal, as you
Right,
said.
that's the thing. But well, no, more than triple.
Yeah.
Right?
It's more.
I mean,
you could give us
even
today, Acid Rain. You could, right? You could give us
Sunstorm is the big one.
Sunstorm.
I am pushing personally to get Sunstorm in.
Yeah.
Well, Sunstorm, that one. I mean, that's why I didn't mention that, because that's so obvious right there.
Yeah.
But like, give me that lime green one.
Yes.
You know what? If you really want to drive people nuts, dip into the G2 concepts.
Yes. I
Right?
I think everybody can expect this mold
So,
to see
yeah,
some future colorways.
I want to buy them all.
I'm happy to
They
hear
are fantastic. Everything you showed was great. Wind Charger somehow alive, which is great.
Yeah, his body was in the film,
Right.
so we have to
So he
assume he was
counts.
alive at one point in time.
Yeah, maybe he's just napping the whole time, right?
Who knows?
But no, great panel yesterday. Great showing here.
Thank you.
Totally excited for the collabs.
Yeah.
That Seeker mold and Megatron, they're winners. So you guys are just firing all cylinders.
Thank you. I'm going to ask you a question.
Sure.
What are you waiting for? What do you want us to work on? What's something that you would wish we have announced?
So, in the spirit of 86, and I
Okay.
mentioned these last year,
Yeah.
there are a couple of robot scientists.
Yes, there are.
And I'm really hoping that maybe, at a certain anniversary year,
It's a big anniversary.
it is.
here.
I would love to have them get their first chance to shine in plastic.
That would be nice, wouldn't it?
It would
Maybe
be.
digging into some Lithonians. Yeah, that
Yeah.
would be fun.
I
That
mean,
would be
so, I know with doing these interviews, not to say, oh, are you going to do blank, blank, blank? Like, I know that's going to go nowhere.
Oh, yeah.
But since you asked me,
Yeah.
that would just be, holy crap, they actually did it.
I feel you. Okay, good to know. Good to know.
Yeah, they're big anniversary year.
Yes.
We're doing
Few surprises.
a few surprises, but I do want to make sure that while we are obviously making a big deal of the 40th anniversary, that does not mean that 2026 is a G1 line.
Nope.
It's not. It's a lot of G1, but there's still
As seen by our Titans
I
and
know,
Mark.
yeah.
by our Titan.
Yes.
That was very intentional because the easy path would have been
Do a
an
Unicron.
86 Unicron,
Yep.
obviously. And I think that, seeing the comments, like people are like, well, obviously it's going to be the 86 Unicron. I was
Right.
like, I'm glad that you guys aren't expecting this because, number one, just an amazing figure.
Right,
And
and he's giant and huge, and
Looks
reception
amazing.
was great
Yeah.
on that.
Good.
So you got him. You got him good yesterday.
And there's
I'm
3
happy
more
to
to
hear.
come.
Yeah.
We're already, I'm trying to get the message out there because people are concerned, we're going to stop at Grimlike, which we did we didn't, but
Yeah.
the Transformers team did
Had done
previously, so
previously.
I understand there's some scar tissue there. But we're literally already working on the 2027 Studio Series. I don't want to say Titan because we just call it Titan, but
appropriate
the
life
next
size Dinobot.
Yes.
scaled Dinobot to the film, so he's already in development.
Nice. That's awesome. Yeah, you guys got him yesterday, and you're going to keep getting them.
We're going to
Because
try.
you guys are on fire. So
Thank you.
Thank you so much for the time.
Yeah,
and,
thank you.
Enjoy the rest of the show.
Yeah,
you
thanks
too.
you too, man.
Cool.
Thanks for coming by.
Sure thing.